There's a weight in your chest that doesn't have your name on it. You know that feeling. It's there when you wake up, before you even open your eyes. A heaviness that settles right below your ribs. You might think it's just stress, or age, or the way life is. But what if I told you something Al-Ghazali discovered 900 years ago? Something that changed how he understood suffering itself. He said the heaviest burdens we carry aren't ours. They never were. And today, we're going to explore what that means and how to set it down. Let me tell you about a suitcase. Imagine you're at an airport. You're standing at baggage claim. Everyone's waiting for their luggage to come around. Your bag appears. You reach for it. You lift it, and it's heavy. Much heavier than you remember packing. You walk through the airport dragging this weight. Your shoulder aches. Your back strains. You keep switching hands. Finally, you get home. You open it, and inside, you find things you never packed. Clothes that aren't yours. Shoes that don't fit. Items you've never seen before. Someone else's belongings ended up in your bag. This is what Al-Ghazali was talking about. The weight you feel isn't always yours. Sometimes you've been carrying someone else's pain, their fear, their unfinished grief, and you didn't even know it. Perhaps rest with this for a moment. Think about that heaviness you feel, that pressure in your chest. What if it didn't start with you? There's an old teaching that says this: the heart is like water. It absorbs what surrounds it. It takes on the temperature of its container. It carries what gets poured into it. When you were young, you absorbed things. The worries of the people who raised you, their unspoken fears, the things they never healed from. Maybe your mother carried anxiety she never named, and now you carry it too. Maybe your father held anger he couldn't release, and it lives in your body now. You didn't choose this. You were just close to them, and children absorb like sponges. The water metaphor shows us something important. Water doesn't judge what it carries, it just holds it. Your heart has been holding things for others for years, maybe for decades, and you've been so tired because this weight was never meant for you. Al-Ghazali talked about something he called inherited sorrow. He said there are 3 types of pain in this life. The first is your own, the things that happen directly to you, your losses, your disappointments, your trials. The second is borrowed pain. This is empathy. When you hurt because someone you love is hurting. This kind is natural. It comes and goes. But the third type is the dangerous one. It's inherited pain. This is pain that was never processed by the person before you, so it got handed down, like an heirloom no one wanted. And here's what's important to understand. This pain doesn't announce itself. It doesn't say, "Hello, I'm your grandmother's depression." It doesn't say, "I'm your father's shame." It just feels like you, like something wrong with you, like your failure, but it's not. You know that feeling when you're sad and you don't know why? When anxiety appears without a reason? When anger rises and you can't name its source? Sometimes the heart is remembering something that happened before you were born. Notice what this brings up inside you. Is there a weight you've been blaming yourself for? A sadness that feels too old to be just yours? So, what do we do with this? Al-Ghazali said, the first step is recognition. You name what isn't yours. You don't have to know all the details. You don't need to trace every wound back to its source. You just say it quietly, out loud, or in your heart. This weight I'm carrying, it might not be mine. That's all. Just that small acknowledgement. Because once you name it, something shifts. The burden becomes visible, and visible things can be set down. The second thing he taught is this: you don't carry it alone. There's an old wisdom that says, when you realize what you're holding, help appears. Sometimes through a conversation, sometimes through a moment of clarity, sometimes through simply saying the words. The heart understands this in stages. You might not feel lighter immediately, but you've started the process, and the process is sacred. So let's come back to where we started. There's a weight in your chest that doesn't have your name on it. And maybe now you understand why it's been so hard, why rest hasn't helped, why time hasn't healed it, because you've been trying to fix something that was broken before you arrived. Al-Ghazali's final teaching on this was simple. He said, inherited pain ends when someone finally says, I see you, but you're not mine to carry anymore. You might be that someone, the one who stops the cycle, the one who sets down the suitcase that was never yours. Not with anger, not with blame, just with quiet recognition. And here's something else worth knowing. When you set down what isn't yours, you're not abandoning anyone. You're not being disloyal to your parents or your grandparents or whoever came before you. You're actually honoring them because you're doing what they couldn't do. You're breaking the chain. Sometimes love means carrying someone's pain for a while, but forever? That's not love anymore. That's imprisonment. And perhaps that heaviness you felt your whole life, it's been waiting for this moment, for you to finally understand it was never your failure. It was never proof that something was wrong with you. It was just weight, old weight, passed down through generations, through love and proximity, and the way pain doesn't always leave when the person does, but it can leave now. If you're ready, you don't need permission. You don't need anyone's approval. You just need to be willing to feel lighter. And if that feels scary, that's normal. Sometimes we've carried something so long, we forget what our shoulders felt like without it. But your body remembers. Your heart remembers. There's a version of you that never carried this weight, and that version is still there, waiting. Thank you for being here. If something in this touched your heart, you're welcome to share a thought below. And before you go, I'll leave you with this question. What would your life feel like if you only carried what was actually yours?